All right, guys, welcome into the AfterSchrock. This is the special little show after the show. Won't have a ton of time today because my boys having a sleepover at home today, and so I've got to take everybody home and get everybody donuts and stuff. But I wanted to make sure I popped in a little bit today. It kind of worked out that today was holiday special launch day because there wasn't actually a whole lot of news going on. Last week it was like honestly one of the best shows of the year, I think. Because there was just so much interwoven content that came together and wove a picture or a story of what happened on the week. This week is just like everybody's freaking out because Thanksgiving is like a week and a half away. Everybody's freaking out because Microsoft had a huge glitch this week. And I didn't talk about it on the show because I didn't want to pile on. I mean, we've been bagging on Microsoft over this October update for weeks now. But Microsoft's website was down for a while. It wasn't just Microsoft. The internet had a big brain fart, apparently, and a bunch of stuff was down. Microsoft's Azure cloud platform was down. That's a cloud that people pay for, so that was a big deal. Most importantly, if you had Windows 10 Professional, your computer may have popped up and said your activation is invalid when your activation was actually valid. The problem was the Microsoft activation servers went haywire. So it told you the default message, you have an invalid copy of Windows. It's pirated, basically. You need to go to the Windows Store and buy a legitimate copy. Lots of people did go and buy the $200 legitimate copy, even though they already had a previously purchased legitimate copy. That was a problem. Microsoft has that fixed now, but so few of our users actually use Windows Professional, and it didn't impact home users. So I didn't cover it on the show because it was kind of like we've just been beating the tar out of Microsoft, and there's no need to beat them up over something that's not going to impact my listeners for the most part. So we kind of glazed that one over. But aside from that, Samsung's foldable phones and the Staples Black Friday ad, that was about it this week. I mean, there was some technical stuff. People reported earnings and, this and that happened and, scary stuff over here kind of thing. But nothing that's going to impact you as my listeners. So I was like, yeah, let's see. Some of the other stories I had to choose from today. DevOps may finally help deliver the software automation we've been waiting for. Amazon's consumer business moves from Oracle to AWS, but Larry Ellison won't stop talking. That sounds exciting for the radio, right? Use this one simple trick to speed up your old iPhone or iPad. For real? Is that an ad? Wait a minute. Alibaba generates 149 billion yuan in sales in the first 12 hours of 11/11. Okay. Let's see. Deserialization issues also affect Ruby, not just Java, PHP, and .NET. Okay, if you're not a coder, you don't care. Got a problem with your iPhone X or MacBook Pro? Apple may fix it for you for free. The problem with binary questions, like, do you have a problem with your iPhone? Is if you say no, you just lost 3/4 of your audience. So instead you could say, learn how Apple may fix a problem with your product for free. Well, that's knowledge that might be useful in the future. I might read that. Headline writing, guys. Come on. Let's see. Chip startup Efinix hopes to bootstrap AI efforts and Internet of Things technology. Windows is porting popular sysinternals tools packaged to Linux. I mean, you see what I'm saying, guys? This is junk. There's a 0-day WordPress plugin that's getting attacked right now, but none of our web customers are using it. So yeah, it was a junk news day. So it worked out well that today was holiday special launch day. And I hate doing those shows where it's all about product the whole show. But if any of you have questions, honestly, the holiday special this year, guys, if you've been waiting to buy one, this is the year to do it. 100% hands down, amazing technology jumps. And the upgrades this year are so much cheaper than they were in the past. The holiday special desktop comes with a Ryzen 3 processor. For $100 more, you can get a Ryzen 5. For like $250 more, you can get a Ryzen 7. The Ryzen 7 processor is, last year was like a $500 processor. So for $250 more, you can get a Ryzen 7 now. So the prices have come down dramatically, which has allowed us to put so much more technology in the holiday specials this year. So the laptops, same thing, hands down, amazing stuff. The 2-in-1 tech was completely out of reach last year. A 2-in-1 laptop with holiday special level spec was like a $2,500 laptop last year. The prices have come down, and as a result, we can offer them for $1,500. But we're super serious about the limited quantities. We're not going to sell out today or anything like that. You don't have to, fear of missing out. Oh gosh, okay. So the whole time I'm doing the radio show today, I had a discussion with my 12-year-old son. Because apparently on Fortnite, which is a popular game that kids are playing, it's a first-person shooter kind of competition game. They have these things called skins. So your character has a look, right? And you can change the look of your character. You can be a boy, you can be a girl, you can be a Grim Reaper for Halloween. You can be all these different things, but you have to buy the skins. And they don't improve your gameplay in any way. It's purely aesthetic, okay? It's like if you had a virtual picture of a house and you wanted a red couch instead of a blue couch, and I told you you could buy the red couch for $3, and you did, and now it's red, okay? So people over the age of 30 have a difficult time understanding why people would pay for things that don't exist. Virtual goods, right? This is how they do it. It's all brilliant marketing. And so I was telling my son, they came out with these skins, or he was telling me they came out with these skins for his characters that are NFL skins. So Fortnite is teaming up with the NFL to release you. Basically, your guy in the game can be wearing like a Steelers uniform, or you know, a Seahawks or a Vikings uniform with a helmet and everything, and he's going around with his guns in a uniform because, you know, whatever. So my son is a huge Seahawks fan. He's like, Dad, it's $15. And I'm like, okay, listen, you get a $12 allowance, and you blew that like last weekend on skins. Then you were super duper helpful for Mom. We were painting, getting ready for Thanksgiving because we're hosting this year, so we're painting the whole house. And so he was doing all the light switch covers and the outlet covers, taking them off, putting them on. So, you know, we gave you another $15 for skins because you were being a good worker and you weren't complaining and you were helping. Now you're telling me you want another $15? No, Dad, I don't want 15. It's actually going to cost 20. What? Oh my gosh. And so so basically, then he hits me with the pitch. Dad, they released the skins. They're only going to be available for 4 days, and then they're going to be gone forever. If I don't buy it now, I'm never going to be able to buy it. All right, son, let me sit you down. There is this concept called FOMO. It's called the fear of missing out. So if I said to you, the holiday specials are on sale, we've got 5 of each, and the next 5 people to buy will be the only people. We're going to have 10 holiday specials. Go. And I full well intend to sell as many holiday specials as I can sell, let's say. I might sell 50 in that period to people who think they're one of 10. It's called the fear of missing out, or FOMO. And I'm like, Jacob, this is a marketing ploy. They are completely manipulating your little 12-year-old brain here. They're telling you they're never going to bring this back. Now, let me ask you a question, son. You missed a skin back in the day. And that skin, you were upset about it because you asked for money for it, and I wouldn't give you money for it because you'd already spent too much money on this stupid game. So I said, no, you have to wait for your next allowance, and you can choose to spend your money if you want to, but you're not spending mine. And you were upset about it. But then it was like 3 months later, you were super excited because you got your allowance, and you went to the Fortnite store, and for a special limited engagement, they brought that skin back for a 1-day sale. So now, Jacob, what does that tell you when they say they're never going to bring this back? That they're going to bring it back someday? Exactly. Imagine what's going to happen during the Super Bowl, Jacob. They're going to bring back the stupid NFL skins and let everybody purchase it because everyone's going to be Super Bowl crazy. Everyone is going to be buying their favorite teams. They're going to bring the skins back, right? Do you understand what I'm telling you, son? Yeah, I do. Okay, sounds good. Well, good talk, son. Oh, but hey, Dad, do you have any jobs that I can do around the house to earn $20? Oh. For real? Oh boy. So yeah, it couldn't have snowed like a foot or something that day. It had to be like a stupid little bit of snow. Give me a foot of snow. I'm like, sure, son. Go scoop that driveway, that 3-car driveway, and the walk in front, and then we can talk about your $20. That's what I would have done for $20 when I was his age. All right, so this is your opportunity, guys, to ask any questions you might have. Feel free to ask questions about the holiday special, anything you got there. If you have questions about Schrock in general, you may have heard at the end of the program, I referenced a name in our Lincoln Service Center, Ariel. Ariel is the newest addition to the Schrock Innovations team. She brings some crazy good experience to the program. She was the leader of the Culture Club at her last job, a club that she invented and navigated the politicalness of the job she was at to get funded, but basically it just made it fun to come to work. And so we're excited to have somebody with that kind of a personality, that kind of dedication to service, attention to detail, and dedication to her own internal staff to make sure things go well for everybody in the company. Everybody enjoys being there and going to work. It's a lot easier to provide award-winning service when everyone's happy to be at work and not being dragged down by somebody who's being negative all the time. We all have our negative moments, but it's hard when there's someone who's always that way. So we're really excited to have Ariel. Welcome aboard, Ariel. We'll know. I'll ask tomorrow. I'm like, did you hear me talk about you on the radio show? That's how I get new employees to understand they need to listen to the radio shows, because you learn, especially as a new employee that's not been in computers before. I like to hire front desk people who are not experienced in computers, because my customers aren't super experienced in computers. So it provides a layer of translation, because Ariel has to understand what the techs are telling her. And if they come back and say, yeah, the partition on that M.2 SSD was not aligned properly, which is why it didn't have a drive letter. And we went ahead and realigned it, assigned it a drive letter, and now it works fine, and the operating system boots. If you're somewhat technical, you may have understood some of that. Most people are like, what? Sorry, there was a problem with your Windows operating system that we fixed, and now your computer works fine. And it shouldn't happen again. Translated. So Ariel is going to be providing translation services for us, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so jumping into your questions here. All right, let's see. Mark, Richard, Stephanie, Don, and Mitch, hello. How are you guys doing? Hey, man, I'm a huge gamer, and most of the DLC in the games I play is worthless. Yeah, that virtual goods, buddy. Okay, let's see. Russell, Windows Pro versus Windows Home. What are the benefits of one over the other? Great question. Excuse me. I have after the show voice. I have the AfterSchrock voice now. It gets deeper and scratchier. And a little stuffed up for some reason today, too. All right, so Windows Pro does exactly the same stuff that Windows Home does. So anything that Windows Home can do, Windows Pro can do. The benefit to Pro is when it comes to networking primarily, and some company functions. If you've ever, we had a caller on the show today who was talking about how she leaves her computer all the time, and she lives in terror about the October update coming down, because she has a project to finish and she's afraid to start the project because she knows as soon as she does, the update's going to come down and blow everything up and end her world. If you have Windows Professional, you can procrastinate updates up to 30 days after their release. You can't do that with Home. So that's probably one of the biggest features, is you can actually stall an update off for a month, let all the pioneers take the arrows, and then jump on board and get it later. You have some degree of control over when your computer patches, as opposed to home users who do not. The other big benefit is if you have a lot of computers in your home, Windows Home will network up to 5 devices. And after that, you can only have 5 simultaneous devices on the network. After that, you won't have continuous access to all the devices. It causes all kinds of problems. Windows Pro, you can go up to 10. And after that, you have to go to Windows Server, where you can go unlimited, but you pay a license per computer that's on the network. So that's the big benefit. The other thing that's nice about Pro, I have Pro on my computer at home, mainly because it unlocks all of the remote access capability. So when I'm doing the show here, the studio computer is locked down. I can't even look at the time, because I can't click on the clock. If somebody said, hey, how do I adjust my time zone? I can't go into those options because it's all locked out. So I remote into my computer at home, and I have access to that computer on the screen here, almost like a virtual terminal. And I can see everything that's at home. If I do my show prep at home, I do it on that computer, and then I can remote into it. And when I get to the studio, boom, it's all there and ready for me. Kind of nice. Home users don't have those options. Pro users, it's included. All you have to do is configure your router, which is really easy to do, especially if you have us do it over the Schrock desk. We configure your router to do the right port forwarding, and you can remote in from, I can remote in from my phone to my computer. I can remote into from any computer on the planet to my computer at home, because I have that Pro operating system. So those are some of the big differences. Okay. Let's see. Microsoft gives us reasons to be hard on them. Yeah, they do. Have a friend whose laptop won't let her use Chrome. Microsoft pops up a Microsoft Family Features window and says she has to ask permission. They don't have Family Features enabled. Next window is if you click Ask by email, something went wrong. Yeah, I love that. Something happened window. Yeah, and then today, I went to open my Firefox on the computer at home, and it popped up and told me that Firefox wasn't my default browser. So I went and checked my default browsers, and it says Firefox is my default browser. But there's 2 Firefoxes. So I don't know what the deal is there. I set it to the other Firefox, and it's fine now. So, Yeah, there are glitches for sure, and I don't know if that's an 1809 thing or what. The thing is, if you get the 1809 operating system in the service center, guys, there are patches to solve all the bugs. Microsoft's already released them; they're already out, and you get all those patches. So what we do is we disconnect your computer from the internet, we install 1809 from a flash drive, then we connect it to the internet, and we get all the patches and updates. That's of course after we do all the preparatory steps to make sure you don't lose all your data during the update. So if you want to get 1809 installed on your computer so you don't have to live in fear of this like crashing down onto your computer uncontrolled, now is a great time, guys. Our benches, I didn't say this on the main show, but all three of our shops are virtually, they're ghost towns right now. We are completely caught up on everything. We're launching, we do that before the launch of the holiday special. We authorize overtime to get everything out because when people start coming in to look at the holiday special, it pulls all of our technicians up to the front a lot of times. So the work in the back doesn't get done as quickly. So we want to make sure that we're completely caught up. We are completely caught up right now. And then, of course, it snowed and got really cold the weekend we launched the holiday special. And it'll be warm next weekend. So a lot of people are just going to not come out to look at the holiday special this weekend. So best laid plans, right? If you have a prepaid maintenance certificate, this is the time you have been waiting for to bring it into Schrock and get that maintenance work done. Please remember that your computer needs preventative maintenance every 6 months. I can't tell you how many people I'm renewing endpoint on in October and November on their computers and looking at their service history, and they haven't been in for a maintenance checkup since 2017. I ask them if everything's running okay, and they're like, I think so. It's a little slower than it used to be. That could have been those patches coming out, but it could also be that there's just so much junk built up in your computer from not having it cleaned out properly. It's like getting a teeth cleaner. You can put it off, but you regret it later when they start dating the drill out. It gets bad. So it's one of those things. If you've got one of those certificates, you've prepaid for it, right? You've already expended the money. Just bring it into the shop. Let's get it in. Let's get it done because this is the time to do it where your turnaround times are absolutely amazing. We're talking same day, next day turnaround times right now. So they're absolutely amazing right now. All righty. Hey, Janice, how you doing? Randy, good to see you. Lovely Kimberly. During the show, I talked about the lovely Kimberly's holiday planner. This thing, I watched her work on this. And this, if you ever wanted to get a project that somebody poured their heart and soul into, this thing is amazing. Because at first I was like, you're going to make a holiday planner. I'm thinking like ye old like day planner with a calendar here and there's check boxes here, a to-do list maybe, you know. And then no, she's like, she went through everything. So like, it's the holiday planner. So are you hosting Thanksgiving? Are you traveling? Are you doing Christmas? Are you having Christmas at your house? Are you traveling? The place settings, how many courses, you know, all these things. What order do you need to cook the food in to make sure that everything gets done at the same time? How many times in your life have you ever been making dinner for a holiday with all these people in your house and like everything is done but one thing, and it's like the potatoes aren't done or like the turkey's not done and everything else is getting cold? The holiday planner has like you can actually calculate it out by we need to put this in at this time and this in at this time. So the time to think about that stuff, this is her whole idea. If you think about that stuff ahead of time and just write it down in the planner, when it comes time to do it, you're just following the instructions on a sheet. It's really easy, and it allows you to be checked into the people around you rather than being checked into the task at hand. And it makes the holidays a lot less stressful. Because, you know, it was one of those things where we're going to be putting up trees in the service center this week, and customers are going to grump at us because some people don't like the holidays because they're stressful. They're only stressful if you don't prepare. So if you go through the planner and prepare, you don't have to use the whole 75 pages. But things like if you have kids or grandkids and you're going to do Elf on the Shelf, how many times when you're dead tired on your feet at midnight, you're trying to go to bed, and you're like, oh, that damn elf. I've got to move him. Otherwise, the kids will wake up. Mommy, the elf didn't move. Oh, wow. Well, maybe that's because he liked the spot he was in so much. There's actually lists online of excuses why the elf didn't move. Okay? So just get it done ahead of time. There's like 100-something reasons of things that the elf can do. Really funny ideas like, you know, here's the elf cutting down the Christmas tree. You know, the things that you wouldn't think of on your own. You know, here's the elf at a hot cocoa station. And so then you can plan out all the things the elf is going to do every day. And then if you need to get like a little prop, like you're going to get a couple big marshmallows, so you have marshmallows or something, you can have those already. So that, hey, we're doing the elf. The best part is, ladies, you give your husband a list of things the elf is supposed to do and you delegate. Honey, you're on elf duty. You are the elf man. And your job is to make sure this elf is doing something different every day. Here's a list, a schedule, if you will, an itinerary for the elf to follow. And your job as the elf's administrative assistant is to ensure that the elf is on time every time and appears to move independently and is never touched by a human. Can you handle that? We're guys, we can do things like, give me a list, honey. I got this. Set a reminder on your phone. Put it on your Google Calendar, whatever you got to do. But there's all kinds of candy little things like that in the planner, things that I wouldn't have, like, what? Wow, that's amazing. Or like, when do you need to send people's gifts by to get them where they're going to go? Are you mailing this gift? Are you hand delivering this gift? Are they coming to your house to pick it up? If you write it all down, it's a lot less daunting. You don't forget anybody. You don't have that last minute, oh boy, I got to buy a gift card online. It just makes a lot of sense. There's all kinds of great tips in there too. All kinds of tips for things you wouldn't have even thought about. So I can't even do it justice with a description because this is a printable. This is a super high-res printable. You can print it on your printer at home. You print it out. You can bind it. And once you have it all there, you can 3-hole punch it if you want. You can get the lovely Kimberly, of course, she doesn't 3-hole punch things. It's very pretty. So it looks really awesome in the disc binder that she put it in. But it basically, and I saw her using it the other day, and she was writing what she was going to do. She's using her own planner. So it's something that she says, I think this would be good for us, for me. And if I'm going to make it, I may as well make it for other people too. I may as well give it away. So you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything. It's completely free. Just download it and check it out. I think you're going to like it. And if you do like it, one of the things so 75 pages. So let's put it this way. It takes about 2-3 weeks to put together the Schrock catalog, which is like 16 pages. This is 75 pages. This took her almost a month of work, month plus, to do. If you like it, please share it with your friends, especially on social media. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends about it. Let them download it too, because there's something about the lovely Kimberly is a giver. She gives of herself to everybody around her. She always does. Sometimes to the point till her tank is empty. And having somebody appreciate the work that you're doing, it's the best reward you can get when you give something to somebody, is to have them actually use it and enjoy it and like it. So if you think it's useful, make sure you share it and hand it around. Okay, she's probably embarrassed as heck now. My watch is buzzing, which means my phone is getting text messages. Yeah, all right, dear. Okay, so any other last call for questions? Last call for questions here. All right. Morning, guys. Keith, Todd. Could Secure Updater have a dashboard where we can see all of our dates for renewing? Endpoint Secure Updater, last preventative maintenance, etc. Yes, it could. Right now, we are working on unifying several separate systems at Schrock. So Secure Updater is its own island of a system. Our online system, that's our workflow management in the shops, is its own island, and Semantic Endpoint is its own island. We have created a system that allows us to automatically pull the endpoints subscription dates into our new online system that we're developing. We are going to also unify your Secure Updater stuff there. So you'll have one unified Schrock account. And that Schrock account, you can look at it at SchrockInnovations.com. If you already have a Schrock account because you bought something on the website, it'll be tied to that. But all of a sudden, as long as the email addresses all line up, all of those things will become unified in that spot. It's not there yet, but the new work system is also going to remind you for preventative maintenance checkups, because it's getting to be an epidemic of people not getting maintenance checks. Everybody says, oh, I'm going to wait for the next sale, and then they forget, or they miss the sale, and they're like, oh, I'm going to wait for the next sale, and they forget, or they miss the sale. And it's to the point where your computer, you're going to cause yourself a $200 repair by not doing preventative maintenance. It's time. The other thing is, when you come in for a preventative maintenance check, we can evaluate things like, hey, if you put a solid state hard drive in this laptop, it would be darn near as fast as the holiday special laptop. So you shouldn't buy the holiday special laptop. You should just upgrade this one. And we're honest with people. If that's the case, if your computer is great, it just needs a faster hard drive because of all these updates that have come down, those are the kind of things we catch during preventative maintenance, and we at least make you aware of them. You don't have to do them, but then you're aware of it, so you're not sitting here, oh my gosh, I have to buy a new computer. Instead, you're saying, hey, I know that when the time comes when I want to do this, a couple $100, $300, I can get a brand new, basically a brand new computer with this one without having to move everything. Now I can take that money I've saved and I can worry about getting those gifts that I want to get, or paying off that credit card I want to pay off. It allows you to spend your money. It gives you options, better decisions. And that's what we do at Schrock's. We give you the ability to make the decisions that you might not have enough information to make on your own. So yes, we're going to unify all that together, Richard. That's the whole objective. We're going to bring Drive Advisor into the picture. So basically, the idea here at the end is you can log into your Schrock account. You can see all of your devices. You can see which devices have Secure Updater, which devices have Endpoint. You can see all the specifications, the RAM, the processor, the hard drive size for all of your devices, the version of Windows you're running on all of your devices in one place. So that way you know which devices have gotten the new October update that's not out in October, or which ones are still running 1709 because it hasn't been updated in 2 years. Because your Windows updates have been broken. Which ones are due for preventative maintenance? When was the last time you had preventative maintenance? What were the results of the preventative maintenance? What did we find? All that stuff. What are my invoices? This new system is going to bring all of that together in a Schrock account. And once that's all together in a Schrock account, I personally feel now we have enough value there that it's worth it to create an app at that point. We've been talking about creating an app for a long time, but aside from the radio shows, what are we going to put in the app? Well, it would be nice to be able to log into your app and have all of your devices listed there with all your renewal dates and everything. That's pretty useful stuff. Then we can do push reminders and things like that, so we don't have to robocall everybody all the time. So there's a lot of really cool things coming in the next 12 months. I've actually had customers emailing me, asking me what our 5-year plan is. And it's like, this guy emailed me because he said he wanted to be part of Schrock in the 5-year plan. And then he asked what the 5-year plan was. And I'm like, well, I can't just I can give you the 5,000-foot overview, but I can't get granular with you through email, man. I don't even know you. But I haven't heard back from him. So I told him our 5-year plan, and this is one of the keystones of our 5-year plan, is to provide this level of integrated. This is the kind of stuff that companies get, that IT administrators get to manage all the computers in their company. Now we're going to granularize that and bring it down to the point where you as an individual have access to that, because you're only going to look at it once or twice a year, but it allows you to be in control of everything yourself, would not have to rely on anybody else. So for those of us who that appeals to, great. For those of that who doesn't appeal to, that's what push notifications are for. All right, let's see. Moving along here. Okay. Let's see. Your favorite wireless router. All right, my favorite wireless router depends on what you want to do. If you are a home user that does some streaming, but not like insane streaming. Like if you're a cord cutter, or you have 15 computers in the house and you're a cord cutter, you're going to want probably the Asus, $500 router, honestly. That's got its own internal CPU and fans and 8 antennas and everything else. If you're a normal person, like me, like most of our customers, the TP-Link routers are absolutely amazing. They are easy to set up. They are reliable. They don't get super hot, which means they last a long time. The firmware updates come fast and frequent, so that way if there's ever a vulnerability, we can patch it right away. It's super easy to do. They're reasonably priced at $150, but that's what I'd recommend. We carry them in stock at all 3 service centers. So yeah, the TP-Link router available in all 3 service centers, also available on the website at SchrockInnovations.com. One thing that just occurred to me is we recently updated the model that we carry in the service center to be the 450 megabit version. I think on the website it still says it's 150, but if you buy that one, you're going to get the 450 because the 150s are we don't offer them anymore because all of our computers have such fast Wi-Fi adapters now. Why would we sell you a slow router? Doesn't make any sense. Yep, TP-Link. Like toilet paper link. I'm not in the marketing department. I don't name the stuff. It's like Asus's white box brand for motherboards is ASRock. Say that out loud with me, everybody. Phonetically. You're going to read it. Capital A, capital S, rock. If you're Christian mindset, you would say ASRock. Yeah, you guys get where I'm going with this. Why would you name your why would you name your motherboard after excrement? That's not smart. Oh, golly. So anyway, that's why I'm not in the marketing department at Asus. All right, last call for questions, guys. Hey, no problem, Todd. Schrock TP-Link, STP-Link. That's oil. That's slick. That's Slick Willie stuff. I don't know about that. All right, last call for questions, guys, and then I got to get rolling because we got the boys at the house that need their donuts, apparently. Got to get that taken care of for them. All right. Favorite modem? Actually, the modem I like to use the modems that the internet service providers provide you with. I actually lease my modem. The reason I lease my modem is they do burn out in my house almost every year to 2 years. I put a little more mileage on a modem than you might, I guess. But we also have a lot of kids at home. We do a lot of streaming, stuff like that. So basically, I would recommend getting whatever modem that you can get from your internet service provider that they'll replace when it burns out. Personally, I like the Cisco modems best. If you can get a Cisco modem, if you can ask for a Cisco modem, they do have them usually. They just don't give them to you. What I'm not a fan of is everybody now, all Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Allo, they all want to give you the modem and router combo, where it's a modem and a wireless router built together into one device. Those are a nightmare. You have no control over the firmware. You can't update them. You have no control. You have to call for support if you want to change the password. I mean, they assign you some crazy random password that you're never going to be able to type in. So my suggestion is disable you can have them remote in and disable the Wi-Fi on those modems. Just leave the modem as a modem. Get a separate device like the TP-Link router as a router. That puts you in control of your router. That puts you in control of your own security. The router is the most overlooked security vulnerability in any home. If you don't keep those things up to date, you may as well not keep anything up to date. That's the gateway into your house. That's the front door. If you don't lock the front door, it doesn't matter if the bathroom door has a little turn lock on it or not. People are going to get in. So bottom line is, favorite modem is whatever you can get for free or for $1.50 a month or whatever they charge. So they'll replace it for you because these things cost like $100 to buy. So you're going to 100 months or 50 months. You're going to replace it in 50 months. You're actually going to save money by leasing your modem from the cable company or the phone company. Just get a separate wireless router so you get really good wireless coverage and connectivity, because the ones they bundle in are not very good. All right. I will be going to Hy-Vee for donuts, Keith. They're delicious. I think you're quoting the veteran price there. I don't know. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us on the AfterSchrock. I appreciate you listening to the program. Please like and share not only the AfterSchrock, but the regular program with your friends. It helps us spread the word about Schrock. Also, if you have a moment, maybe you're not in the market for a holiday special desktop or laptop right now, leaving 5-star reviews on Google specifically for Schrock Innovations is a huge help for us. I cannot overemphasize what a huge help it is. It influences search engine results. It influences human behavior. So if a customer is on the fence about doing business with us or somebody else, if they see the service levels that we provide through those reviews, they're likely to come do business with us. And every customer, the most expensive thing we do is new customer acquisition. That's why we give away free hours of labor to get new customers in the door, the new customer coupon. That's why we sell computers at cost, because we know once you buy the computer from us, and you let us in, we're going to be able to show you how in 10 years you never got a virus because you're running endpoint. In 10 years, everything stayed up to date because you're running Secure Updater. Yeah, you're under warranty and your hard drive failed. That's a bummer. But you knew about it because you had the free Drive Advisor product that we gave you, so you were able to get it fixed while you were still under warranty. We didn't try to make you wait till you were out of warranty to replace that bad hardware. These are all things that other computer shops, these are things that Dell does. So having a local company that does these things the way that we do them is something that's actually really rare. The more I look around, the more I realize, I don't know when it happened, but do you know that Best Buy charges $150 for a maintenance checkup? And they don't do half the stuff that we do. When did we become the low-cost leader for maintenance checkups at $90? We never used to be a low-cost leader. We just never raised our prices, I guess. So if you don't want us to raise our prices, one way you can make sure that we don't have to is to leave us lots of Google reviews. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for listening. Have a great afternoon and a safe week. And we'll see you again here next weekend. Make sure you check out that holiday special. Tell your friends about it. We appreciate you being Schrock customers, and have a great afternoon.